If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy. Download and subscribe at BeBullish.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
Sunday morning. What's going on with the GOP nationally? Well, we have the right guy to talk to. We have Brian Jack, and he is now a congressman from Georgia, a great state, but he's been to the White House. He's been the special assistant to the president. He was deputy White House political director. So President Trump knows him, loves him, and now he's also looking forward to choosing. Now, I'm going to let you do the talking, Jack. Congressman, tell us, you won your seat handsomely, and you became number one in your class, and you're going to be the one looking for new congresspeople to run in the future. Tell us about it.
Well, thank you for having me, and again, it's Congressman Brian Jack from Georgia's 3rd Congressional District, and to your point, I'm the number 2 at the NRCC, so I'm the number 2 responsible for making sure House Republicans win next November. And I got to tell you, we obviously can dive into what happened on Tuesday, but what we are doing with recruiting, what you're seeing happen with redistricting, what you're seeing happen with what few retirements we have, all the data points to success next November for House Republicans, and it is critical that we win next November to deliver a majority for President Trump's second half of his second term.
I'm with you 110. You need common sense in America, and it looks like the Socialist Party is out to take over the Democratic Party. What do you have to say about that?
Without question, and you see this around the country, Democrats are retiring. You saw Nancy Pelosi retired yesterday. The old guard of Democrats are leaving, and the new guard coming in reflects what just happened here on Tuesday. The Democrat Socialists of America are taking over the Democrat Party, and that's a contrast you're going to see on full display next November. I can tell you the Republican candidates we are recruiting in Texas, in Illinois even, in states you wouldn't expect us to compete. In Iowa, we've got some great candidates coming online. We've got really good candidates that are going to take and prosecute that argument and demonstrate to their districts 2 paths. You can have prosperity with President Trump and House Republicans' platform, or you can have, as you noted, communism at its rawest form if you elect Democrat socialists to the House of Representatives.
Well, we are fighting for the soul of America. What happened the previous 4 years while President Trump was on the beach, to say, that made him even better president because he realized what was going on, is that I believe in immigration, but we were invaded. I mean, people came in, criminals came in from Venezuela, all the sick people. Venezuela opened up their hospitals and sent them all here. There was no controls on who's coming and going.
In the sinister thing about that, and you mentioned, I worked for President Trump for 9 years before I got elected to Congress. I was his political director throughout his entire post-presidency and when he was at the White House. The sinister thing over those 4 years of the Biden administration, when you've got 20 million people coming into our country, that's 20 million new votes for the Democrat Party. That is why they did what they did. And I want to commend the job that President Trump and Secretary Noem are doing. You've got the most secure border in the history of our country right now under his leadership. But if you like what's happening at our border because of President Trump in office, you have to elect House Republicans next November. If Democrats come in power, they will impeach him for a 3rd, 4th, 5th time. We cannot let that happen. We've got to elect Republicans next November.
What I like what President Trump is doing, he I shouldn't say tweet, he sends out the truth.
Yes.
On Congress people that he likes and we should support. And I guess when I talk to him about somebody and he doesn't answer me, I guess he's not supporting.
That's generally. I mean, he as you know, and I was privileged to be that guy for him. I was his political director, so I worked with him on those endorsements for many years, and he is certainly very fond of letting people know where he feels. But I want to tell you one thing about him that's very unique is he cares deeply about the House ballot. He wants to make sure he understands what's at stake. He had to endure those 2 impeachments. So that's why you're seeing him yesterday, 2 days ago on Truth Social, 40 different endorsements came out within an hour. It's because he wants Republicans to get reelected to the House. We're working closely with him and his team to ensure we've got the best candidates to make sure, even here in New York, we can pick off some of these Democrat seats that flipped last cycle.
I will tell you what you need.
Tell me.
A lot of people like me, I got 1,000 phone calls. Oh, I want you to support me. I'm running for Kansas. I'm running for Arizona. Is there a hotline that business people can call the GOP and say, this is the one that President Trump recommends?
We can absolutely, to your point, yes, at the NRCC, but we can make that even more public. We can do a great job of making sure that everybody has a clear understanding of where the president feels on these races, and likewise, who's going to win. Because I recognize when you're getting called from people asking for support, it's difficult to discern who has the electable path and who doesn't. We can do our best job to make sure you know exactly who the president supports.
Well, I thank you so much, and we got to keep America America. And I'm an immigrant. I believe in immigration, but I don't believe in invasion.
And I think the challenge that you find with the Democrat Party today is they are so afraid, and I think you're going to see this in your own city, they're so afraid of being primaried from their left that they're going to go as far left as possible. They are beholden to the Democrat Socialists of America, and that is why you continue to see Democrats legislate in radical fashion, because they are afraid of losing primaries. I think that's exactly why we're in a shutdown today. That's why you're going to see the shutdown, unfortunately, the Democrat shutdown continue tomorrow, I'm sure, is because Democrats are afraid of their own base. They're afraid to stand up and do the right thing for America because they don't want to lose re-election.
Brian Jack, you have a great future in America. You know why? I can tell. You love America. Thank you for coming on this Sunday morning, and let's stay in touch. And whenever you need a bugle, WABC is #1 in the country on radio stations.
Thank you very much. It's an honor, sir.
If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy.
Download and subscribe
at BeBullish.com.